This video highlights the best windows of opportunity for love, relationships, success, career, and business. I carefully selected the most opportune times in March, the month otherwise full of retrogrades and eclipses. Let's take a look. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive readings. My house system of choice is whole sign, and I work with tropical zodiac. If you enjoy my work, take a few seconds of your time to leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, and press the notification bell. Watch more of my content. That is how YouTube knows to send more audience my way. That's how it helps me grow. You can also say thank you by buying me a tea, a coffee, a croissant, or any other token of appreciation. Thank you for that. Before we dive in, if you have personal questions you'd like to work with me and get a one-on-one reading, visit anastasiadoesastrology.com. You can book a natal chart reading, which is more general, designed to help you understand your strengths, weaknesses, your karmic potential. There is a relationship consultation to help you figure out how to make your romantic, parental, your relationship with your child, your boss better. There's also predictive reading. Solar return is best done around your birthday, and year ahead could be done at any point when you want to look at what's coming up for you in the next 12 months. All of that is at anastasiadoesastrology.com. In the shop section of my website, you can find the print products such as my 2025 astrological planner or notebooks for zodiac signs, as well as my magical candles and oils that are created by carefully electing most benevolent times. So this is Mercury in Virgo 2, which can be beneficial during Mercury retrograde and can help any writer, communicator, content creator, or public speaker. So in this video, we're diving into the month of March. March has a lot of underground rocks that we need to carefully navigate. I don't know why I'm thinking of like sailing metaphor, but it has treacherous waters. It is the eclipse season. It begins with Venus going retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde in the middle of the month. We have two eclipses in two different signs. We have Neptune switching signs. It's a tricky month. It is also a very important pivotal month, but it doesn't necessarily immediately offer you a variety of exciting opportunities. So it took me some time to carefully comb through the month and pick 8 charts that I would like to highlight. In this video, we will do 3. I'm stitching this with the video that shows you how to pick the chart, how to adjust it for your date. And if you'd like a full 8 chart election report with 7 days and 8 benevolent windows of opportunity, you can purchase it in the shop on my website. So electional astrology is very exciting for me personally because we are born, we come into this world, whether our souls decide or it's just the luck of a draw, in the place with the family of origin, with the date that we don't necessarily choose or don't choose kind of consciously. But electional astrology allows you to choose benevolent times by looking at the skies and knowing where planets are. So it involves highlighting the most powerful planet, placing it at the angle, usually the 1st or 10th houses, or proximity to the midheaven is highlighted. If the moon is waxing, that is better for manifestation versus if it's waning. It could be a little bit more about closing in, reflecting, quiet times. And it includes a lot of other aspects like connections between planets. You'd like to have strong connections and positive relationships to planets that are benevolent like Venus and Jupiter versus negative planets or more challenging planets like Mars and Saturn. So let's take a look and dive into it. So to start, I'd like you to go to astro-seek.com and then click on birth chart. The first day I have selected is March 4th, 2025. So you will scroll down, you will choose March 4th, 2025. You may need to do a little bit of scrolling down. The time is 8:55 a.m. So first thing, just choose the time that I'm giving you, and then I'm gonna show you how to adjust it. Because your location, the chart at your location will not be exactly the same as my chart. So it's important to understand how to navigate this. So I am located in New York City. So New York, New York is my location. And I also encourage you to go to these extended settings and choose whole sign house system. I work in whole sign. I prefer it. So I would recommend you go for it too. And then you just click calculate time, calculate chart. And then you get the chart. So this is the chart I have elected. It has Taurus on the ascendant around 14 degrees, 9 minutes, conjoining the exalted moon in Taurus. So this chart highlights the exalted moon. The moon in Taurus has strong manifestation powers. The moon is waxing here, meaning it's growing, which is also helpful for manifestation. And she is in a harmonious aspect. The moon is in a harmonious aspect with the sun. I don't know why it keeps showing me all these extra options. Full size? I'm okay. Stop asking me. Stop asking me questions, Astroseek. But then it's also, it's also sextiling Saturn, so it's sort of making quite a number of harmonious aspects. So I see this chart as good for reaching out to your community because of the moon's harmonious connection with the sun, sending messages potentially, working with your friends, doing any lunar work, which involves planting seeds, nurturing, literally working in the garden or working with maybe physical materials, like sculpture and things like that. And then also, food related matters, parenting. So maybe reaching out to your community in regards to a parental action and things like that. What I do not like this chart for, and when when you purchase this or see this, you also get a PDF, a written report, and in there you will see what the chart is good for, highlighted green, and what the chart is not so good for. So Mars in this chart is in its fall and Venus is in her detriment. So it's not good for relationship matters necessarily, because also the house of relationships is ruled by this Mars in its fall. I wouldn't choose this chart for like signing contracts, negotiations. Be careful with sort of rushing and injuring yourself or traveling. You want to make sure you're double checking everything. It's not the best chart for health and surgeries as well, because Venus rules the house of health. So now one might ask me, what if I'm not born in New York, right? Or not born? What if I'm not in New York currently? What if this chart is not looking like it? So, okay. So we will, you see this. You see the information I give you that the goal is to have Taurus ascendant around 14 degrees. And then you go back, which is once again Astrology, right? You can go free horoscopes, birth natal chart, or it's an option on this front page, birth chart. And you still put in the same information, but you will put in your city, obviously. I think it's useful to kind of look at the chart first and maybe put in my information if you want to, and then adjust it for your town time. So once again, 8:55 a.m. is my time. But now let's say you live in Los Angeles, California. So once again, you would put your location and you would change the house system to whole sign. And then you would press calculate chart. So here you get quite a similar chart. This is actually quite decent, but if you wanted to, you can adjust it. You would go to the right of the chart and you have an option to animate chart. And there, if you click on it, you have seconds, you have minutes, active hours days. So I wouldn't go hours. I would go 10 minutes is perfectly fine. And if you move it a little bit, see, just this is perfect. Okay, so for you, it might be 9:05, right? There's the time, March 4th, 2025. The ascendant is at 14 degrees, 28 minutes. The midheaven is at 28:35. The moon is pretty close to the ascendant. So this works as well. And I would very much go with this. And then if there was, if we wanted to, let's say somebody is born not in Los Angeles, but maybe you live in Berlin, Germany. So then once again, the time is 8:55. The ascendant is at 22 degrees. So you would want to push this back, right? You would want to push it back and adjust it, and maybe even push it back past 14 degrees because you would want the moon to be like not behind the ascendant degree-wise, but in front of the ascendant. So as closely as you can match it to the charts that I'm providing you with this video or with the PDF, the better. So the moon is at 12 degrees, 38 minutes at this chart, so you can get as close to the moon as possible. And for Berlin, 8:30 a.m. would be the best time. So this is hopefully enough for you to figure out how to match it and adjust it. And let's move on to my second election. So this is actually still the same election. So I'm going to close this. So the second election, there's going to be two of them, actually. The second and the third are both for March 6th. So the first one is 4:59 a.m., which I understand is really early. That's why I'm giving you an alternative election. But this 4:59 a.m. gives you Aquarius on the ascendant around 12 degrees. And why I like this is because we have the moon conjoining Jupiter. The moon is waxing once again, so she's powerful for manifestation. The moon is always about embodiment, about kind of manifesting things, and Jupiter is the planet of good luck. So this is great for manifesting, especially in the fifth house area. And fifth house represents creativity, romance, pleasure, parenthood. So this is a great chart for conception, making babies, having fun, telling someone how you feel romantically, potentially, or connecting with someone. This could be like a pleasant encounter with someone. Not so good for, once again, Mars is in the house of health, so I wouldn't choose this chart for like a health procedure, which is not likely you're going to get a doctor do things for you at 4:59 a.m. Venus is retrograding in the sign of detriment, rules the house of home, family, real estate, so not good for moving, not good for lease signing, not good for starting partnerships with like relation to real estate, maybe a bit trickier when it comes to siblings, neighbors, and short-term travel. So then, because like I said, this is really, really early, there is an alternative, which is a little bit more reasonable. My second chart for March 6th is 7:07 a.m. So 7:07 a.m. places the ascendant at around 3 degrees, 52 minutes, Aries. And here I'm still focusing on the Moon-Jupiter conjunction. This has a better energy when it comes to siblings, signing contracts, negotiating. We have Mercury on the ascendant ruling this house of negotiating communication. So I like this for writing, sending emails, messages, negotiating, potentially taking exams or studying or like applying for things, submitting documentation. Even, sort of technical matters. Third house rules your car, your technology. So like fixing your car, taking it to a service station, filing documents, things like that. Not so good for Mars is in its fall in the house of real estate. So wouldn't choose this for real estate matters, taking out loans, because Mars rules the eighth house of debts, loans. So wouldn't do this for like taking out loans, applying for scholarships, maybe dealing with scholarship-related matters. So if you'd like more, if you'd like the entire elections report that includes the video recording and a PDF file with the charts and the specifics on the best times for career, for social media, for relationships, for action, pick it up on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. You can find it both in the print and Kindle shop. It's right there, and it can be a helpful manual to refer to as we go through the month to help you go for the best times and windows of opportunity. I also, in that report, I highlight what the charts are good for as well as what they're not good for. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are maximizing these dates. Please let me know if you're using them, what you're using them for, and how they're serving you in the comments below. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.